G'day guys. So this here is my F350, which is an 81 model. I've done the engine swap. Everything works perfectly, as it's supposed to, as you'd expect. However, it's this time of the year, man. I am so freaking bored. I don't know what to do with myself, so I'm imagining doing a tilt front. Not sure what's involved. We'll see. Can't be that hard. I haven't seen one done, so this could be the first. If so, it won't be the last. Hopefully give some of you guys an idea on how to do it. Once again, I've done it before, so I'm not sure what's involved exactly to make it work perfectly. But that's what Christmas holidays do. Make sure you'll either do something like this or watch television or hang out at the pub. This sounds like a way better option. That's my opinion. Let's see how it goes. So now take these bolts out and I've already made the front end tilt already, and so technically I'm going to just bolt the whole front apron to the front end. So pretty much I've just used the existing holes, that hole there, which one the elongator ones, and you can sort of see it goes forward and back a little bit, which is pretty cool. Same thing on that side. Just put a spacer in there, and a nylon spacer. That could get tightened a little bit more, which is no problems. But bottom line is, it goes forward and back easy. Yeah, try that again. Yeah, you can see that. Goes forward and back easy. Okay, so I've made these two plates. So the piece to the right of the screen that goes underneath the bumper, and the one to the left with the hole that goes up into the apron. So as you can see, I've spaced it out at the right height and got a bolt there already, waiting for this. And then this, the piece to your right again, that gets welded to that bumper there, and that'll make everything rigid. So fucking stupid bikes. Anyway, so with this piece here, once it gets welded in place and bolted in place, that'll keep the whole front end rigid. So when you tilt it forward, it should stay nice and square. See how it goes.
When you're ready.
Yeah, can we fucking cut this up? Righto, so this plate here, that plate there, is now welded in, and it's got the bolt which used to go into the chassis sort of thing. That's now bolted through on both sides. So it's got to still weld the plate which comes up here and drill a few holes obviously, and So when we tilt the cab forward, or not the cab, the whole front end forward, it will just stay square. Okay, so these front guards are now being cut, and also the plastic ones on the inside. Still got to trim some of these just to make them a little bit more narrower. On this side, the other side's pretty good. This side here, just had to, all I had to do was clear the brake booster, but yeah. The other thing I need to do as well is cut the wiring and extend that and make that a little bit longer. Hang on. And as you can see, the wiring cable's a bit tight now, and this can still go another, pretty much, it'll be pretty much vertical when it's done. But you can already see how much space you got. It's freaking unreal. The other option I was thinking, but yeah, I don't know. The other option I was thinking was getting a little bit longer gas struts here and making a bracket to bolt onto the cab. That way you got the choice of best of both worlds, where you can have a bonnet, but also you can have the tilt in front to get into places like this. But running out of time a little bit, so I'm just gonna go the conventional way, add the bonnet, screw the bonnet to the front there, and yeah, should be pretty good. Really happy with it so far. Like I said, just got to cut the wiring line and also the coolant line there. Cut them two things, make them longer. Actually relocate the coolant line, because I definitely won't be able to get to that coolant bottle once the bonnet's bolted down to this. But yeah, would not, if you're going to do it yourself so far, I wouldn't say it was a hard job. And also, if you have a look, like it's I don't know how I'm going to do this, but if you have a look, it's pretty rigid, because, hang on, just got to see, that's where I got to cut just there to clear the that, and this side here has to be cut to clear the turbo, and that's pretty much it. There you go, back down. So once you've got the bonnet bolted down, that'll keep the width correct. Then you just these brackets which come off your cab, you just pack them up maybe with rubber. That wouldn't be a bad idea, like 10 mil rubber, and that'll take any vibrations away, etc. And yeah, because I did it on this bumper, and it's a pretty solid bumper, and all you got to do is just put two screws here. Technically, you wouldn't even have to have a latch at the front, I wouldn't imagine, but we'll see what the engineer says. Because when you got those two, because it's bolted to the bumper, you put those bolts in, and it ain't going to go anywhere. And also, the way I've done it, I've made it so when you put the bolts in, it just got that little bit of pressure, not too much, but a little bit of pressure to hold it compact against the rest of the cab. Yeah. Righto guys, this is pretty much done. It's just a little bit of adjustments here and there. I still got to do that. Yeah, I have to get that done. Only basic stuff anyway. But I'll show you how how I did it and why I did it this way. It was the easiest and quickest way to do it. First thing, you can't use your lever underneath your dash anymore to open the bonnet or to crack the bonnet so you can open it. So what I did was I just made a little lever down here, and you just pull that across, and pretty simple. So that lever down in there, as you can see, operates the latch. I ended up using kept the gas struts, which are mounted now onto the cab and obviously the bonnet. Okay, so I'll just take out these. Okay, so with the eye bolts, which hold the bumper, which is the whole front end is mounted to the bumper, that holds everything down very, very securely. Even when you're driving, there's no vibrations, there's no noises, there's no nothing. It's like as if it came out of the factory, so to speak, all right? How it should have come out of the factory anyway. Yeah, and then on top of that, so then your bonnet will just obviously closes into its genuine latch. Didn't have to reinvent anything, like anything major, which is holding everything down and trying to open it and etc. This really, to me, it actually works flawless. Hang on, here we go. So what I've got over here, got that little bit of plate I welded in and put a bit of cushioning rubber for the bonnet, which puts a little bit of pressure on that to just stop any bouncing around so it doesn't look uncool when you're driving or something. Original mounts for where your guards used to bolt into, put a bit of rubber on that, just silicone it down with urethane, or urethane it down. That's the plate, as you can see just there, and the one there on top. I may actually even turn these around to bring the centre a bit more forward, just to make it easier. The struts, they are 350 Newton meters, or 350 N, I'm assuming that's what it stands for, but so that's all you need. It lifts the bonnet up very, very easily. But this is what kind of room you got. It's freaking unreal. That's just an airbox I had to make for the engineer. He said they needed airboxes, so be it, it has to have one. I just mounted a few other things like the dipstick to it. Yeah, should you ever need to muck around a turbo or the pipe, which I will be. I'm going to go to a 4-inch pipe down the track, and because the rest of the exhaust is 4-inch now. So yeah, having the tilt front makes it so much easier. And even before, when I had the Cleveland, changing the spark plugs, like getting to the back ones, would have been so much easier if you had a tilt front. And the batteries, in case you're wondering, the batteries are mounted in the toolbox. Just mounted there. Works. But yeah, if you had the bonnet mounted onto the front guards, like they normally do, you would have had a little bit of trouble getting to your lights if you want to replace your light bulbs or something like that. I mean, it's not impossible. You can do it. But this way, it's just so much easier. End of the day, it's not a show truck. If it was a show truck, I would have done a conventional way. But this way here is just good for practicality. That's the word. Yeah, you got the best of both worlds. You want to just check stuff, just lift the bonnet a little bit more, pop the front end, and there's 2 bolts at the front which hold everything together. They're not hard to take out if you had to. You take them out easy, and you can take the whole front end out. Just got to undo your wiring plug, and that's it. So, I'll tell you one thing. Every truck from now on will have a tilt front. I ain't going without it. This is just the best thing. This bar here at the front, that's just a spreader bar, I suppose you could say. It keeps the width perfectly aligned and doesn't get in the way of anything, you know. So because the bonnet's not mounted onto it, that bar does the same job as the bonnet would have, minus the weight. So yeah, that was a little thing I made here to collect air from the front and just to pass it on to the air box over there. I made that out of what was it? A scuba tank, just an old one laying around, and it's pretty thick material. So I just machined that down, weld another bit around it on the other side, so you can, I'll show you in a sec. Just to give it some width and make it look cool. I think it looks cool. But yeah, works fantastic. In case you guys are also wondering, so I found out, because I know that a lot of F350s have got F100s, 250s, whatever. They all got this second loop over here. Apparently, you do not need it. That second loop, you've also got it over here on. Oh, fuck, hang on, let me just open this up. You also got it over here on that proportioning valve, right? But it makes sense to have the loops here because your lines are mounted to your cab, and the proportioning valve is mounted to your chassis, and all they're there for is vibration. On your on this side, your brake booster or your hydro boost in this case, it's mounted to your cab, so are your lines, and over here you don't need this. So what I am going to do is reroute those two lines and make them neat and just come straight into it, and that's it. That'll work. Just for aesthetics. And another thing not to bump into. You have more chance of bumping into that than if it was nice, neat, packed away lines. But anyway, same thing with your springs. You have to do anything to your springs, you got all the space now to do that. Would I do it again? 100%. Like I said, every truck from this point on will have a tilt front. Yeah, that's how much I like it. Anyway, thanks for watching, and hope you got something out of this. Yeah, it definitely was a hard job, that's for sure.